Hey YouTube, it's Elvis. I'm back again. I know it took a little bit of time for me to do the third video, but that's because I was trying to get this one here as soon as possible. You're not in that one, but you're in the behind the scenes. We have two cameras filming right now. We have one for the actual video and one for the behind the scenes. If everything works out, that's two videos that I'm doing in one shot. So the premise of this video is Arlenis is going to ask me some questions, and no matter what the questions are, I have to answer, and hopefully I'll answer them truthfully. It depends on the kinds of questions she's gonna ask.
Have you ever felt like you were trapped in the wrong body?
Damn, why your question? I thought they were gonna be like, can we get back to it?
What's one thing that you learned from traveling abroad?
Just real quick, I've been to London, Paris, and Amsterdam recently, and it makes me feel like I want to see more things, and not just like in a sense of popular places to go, but like places that maybe people wouldn't necessarily think to go.
We heard a term today, and I just want to share this term with everyone, just in case, you know, they may come across this, but when someone says cock better, what comes to mind? What does that mean? When someone actually says, I want a cock better, what does that mean to you?
That's gonna be a whole separate video on why and how we heard that term cock better.
Cock better.
Cock better.
Describe your relationships with your gay cousins.
My relationships with my gay cousins are interesting because number one, I knew they were gay before they told me they were gay. Number two, they came out to me in different ways. I think that the gay world is very small, so having gay cousins sometimes makes it difficult to date other people because there's a chance that y'all could have
a person already.
Cross paths. Correct.
Or friends with them already.
Exactly.
Why is OkCupid more acceptable to use for interactions day to day or approaching people opposed to Grindr?
I feel like when Grindr first came out, I don't know if it was necessarily meant for straightforward, like kind of just hooking up. I just meant for, you know, as a gay dating kind of application versus OkCupid that it's closer to like a Match.com or something like that, where people tend to go on that if they want something long-term versus Grindr, which is something like in the moment.
So you seem to have a fascination with straight men. When did it start?
I don't have a fascination with straight men.
Fascination, I think that's a pretty decent word. So if not fascination, maybe comfort or curiosity, or I mean, you can choose your own wording for it, but you seem to have interactions with straight men. When did it start?
So we'll start by saying this. When I first came out and realized that I was gay, I was never fully comfortable around straight guys. I almost did the judging of myself before they got a chance to. I felt like they were gonna judge me. I felt like I wasn't gonna be masculine enough, or we weren't gonna have things in common. In the beginning stages of coming out, I guess you can say my fascination with straight men is they kind of represented the kind of guy that I was into. I think as you get older and as you involve yourself more in the community and you learn a little bit more about yourself and you learn about the kinds of things you're interested in or the kinds of things that you thought you weren't going to be interested that you're in now, I think it has allowed me to become more comfortable with being around straight men. I think occasionally I have run into the straight man that may be questioning themselves, and because they know that I'm at a point where I'm already comfortable with who I am. And I think this happens to a lot of gay men, it's not just me. I think they tend to feel the need to want to explore, or maybe think that I'm going to be more willing to like do something with them, I guess. But I think that I've learned that that's not the route that I want to go. So if there was a guy who did it, I mean, I'm not saying I might decline it. I think that I would do it.
Because you never know.
But I think I just don't want to be seen. I feel like we get a bad reputation in a sense of, I think like sometimes straight men think they can't be really cool with a gay man because that gay man eventually will have a crush on them or kind of, which I think that's even unfair to say, because even when you do opposite sex friendships, one person will always catch feelings for the other. That's kind of just, you know what I mean?
Do you think you were drawn to these men because society dictates that those are the kind of men that are more attractive or lead like a bit more of an acceptable lifestyle in comparison to our lifestyle?
I feel like I'm gonna say this and it either might set you off or it might set other people off.
Well, I know you, and we're very good friends. So I know anything that you're saying is coming from a place of not offending anyone.
Correct. So I think for me in the beginning, my thought process is that I'm a guy who likes guys. Back in the day, I remember just thinking like if you let too much feminine out, like, you know, it turned into that whole kind of thing. I think nowadays, I just like a guy's guy.
It's fair.
I almost even, before I felt like I'd have to match it.
Right.
But I feel like I'm at a place now where I'm comfortable if I tend to be the more, what society would consider the feminine one, right? I think I'm also in a different place now that I understand all of that better, and I think as you become comfortable with who you are, and you realize that you don't need to adapt for the people around you, then you realize all of that be a man who likes a man kind of thing kind of goes out the window.
Why would you think that you would upset me or upset other people by saying what you said?
I adjusted it better. Cool, is that it?
That's it.
Great, perfect. So, that was it. I don't know how many questions I'm gonna keep, how many questions I'm gonna let go of.
You're gonna keep all of the questions.
It all depends on how long the video will be if I kept all of the questions. All right, I already have an idea for the next video, like I said, all based on cock better. One more time for the cameras.
Cock better.
All right, until next time.